EMA Benefit Risk English for SaMD AI Drug Device Narratives. Welcome! In this micro lesson, we'll build an EMA-style narrative that explains a medical device's benefit risk in plain, precise English. Your goal is to use the same terminology seen in MDR, IVDR, and EMA guidance so reviewers instantly recognize your intent. We'll show evidence, give clinical context, and describe risk controls so nothing feels hand-wavy. Finally, we'll be transparent about where AI is used and where uncertainty remains. By the end, you'll be able to write a narrative that is clear, auditable, and genuinely useful for decision-makers. Start by stating the intended purpose and target population in one crisp paragraph, who the SaMD helps, for what decision, and in which setting. Describe the AI-enabled functions and whether the model is locked or adapts over time. Note any learning scope or constraints. Clarify the human-machine interface, who initiates the task, who reviews outputs, and who makes the final decision. Include device version, data sources used for development and validation, and how updates are released and communicated. This anchors every later claim to a specific configuration and user workflow. Link each claimed benefit to a patient-relevant outcome: survival, symptom reduction, faster diagnosis, or fewer adverse events. Quantify the effect with an effect size and confidence interval. For example, absolute risk reduction 6%, 95% CI 2 to 9. Specify the context of use and comparators: standard of care, clinician alone, or another device. Explain time to benefit, how soon the improvement appears, and note any usability impacts like reduced clicks or clearer alerts that speed decisions. Keep it practical. What changes for the patient, how much, how reliably, and under which conditions. List foreseeable hazards and failure modes, misdetections, false alarms, degraded image quality handling, or downtime. For each, explain severity, probability, and detectability, showing how quickly users can notice and correct errors. Include AI-specific risks such as bias across subgroups, model drift after deployment, and over-reliance when outputs appear overly confident. Describe user errors driven by interface design, confusing icons, ambiguous thresholds, or poor alert timing. Your goal is to map risks to realistic scenarios and show how each risk is bounded by design and process. Summarize the full evidence package: clinical studies linking outputs to patient outcomes, analytical validation showing accuracy and robustness, and usability testing proving users can operate the system safely. Demonstrate dataset representativeness and quality, sources, inclusion criteria, labeling methods, and missing data handling. Report performance by subgroup and scenario: age, sex, ethnicity, site, device model, shift, noise level. Reference validation within the intended use environment, workflows, connectivity, and staffing, so results feel transportable. Let the data speak. Avoid promises that the evidence does not support. Describe risk mitigations across layers: design, robust pre-processing, safe defaults, labeling, intended use, contraindications, and training. Quick start guides, competency checks. Add AI safeguards, like confidence displays, uncertainty warnings, human-in-the-loop review, and fallbacks to standard of care if inputs are low quality. Present verification/validation results after mitigations to show risk reduction with numbers. Then judge residual risk against clinical benefits using accepted criteria. State whether the benefit risk is favorable for the intended population and conditions of use. Be explicit about model status, locked at release or adaptive with constrained updates. Outline change control, what triggers a change, who approves it, and how users are notified. Define real-world monitoring, data collected, signal detection methods, and dashboards for performance drift, safety events, and bias. Specify triggers for retraining and alerts when performance crosses thresholds. Commit to periodic safety update reports with timelines, key metrics, and corrective actions. This operational transparency builds trust and keeps the benefit risk current. Use neutral, evidence-linked language. The device achieved 92% sensitivity, 95% CI, 89 to 95. In the intended setting, beats vague praise. Prefer measurable terms over superlatives like best or game-changing. Structure every section as context, right pointing arrow, evidence, right pointing arrow, judgment so readers can follow the logic. Close with a balanced, decision-ready conclusion, summarize benefits, residual risks, controls in place, and monitoring commitments. If uncertainty remains, state it plainly and outline next steps. Clear, modest claims backed by data are far more persuasive and more compliant than bold marketing lines.